regardless of whether or not full-blown PBL is taking place. In fact, this book could easily be used as 10 separate modules or hacks that can be implemented individually and flexibly, as opposed to one long process that should be completed sequentially. The more we have familiarized ourselves with PBL, the more we have come to realize it is a series of best practices joined together. In addition, we view this book as a blend of old school, curriculum mapping and analyzing standards, and new school, flexible learning spaces and design thinking. A mixture we believe is so often needed, but missing in many educational resources and classrooms. Every forward-thinking movement is constructed with pieces of that which already exist, a point we just examined in regard to PBL. Yet, we sometimes jump at the latest and greatest without deeper understanding of why they are effective or how they came to be. Without these understandings, we are left with practices that may look flashy to our administrators, on social media, etc., but student learning suffers. Finally, we want this to be the book that empowers those intimidated by PBL to cry, "I can do this," while at the same time, we believe it will provide added value for those who are already familiar with this approach to teaching and learning. For all educators, we want this book to be a resource that challenges your thinking, but you should also possess the confidence to take what is here and make it work for your students. As classroom teachers, we both participated in our school district's PBL initiative in 2010. In the first year of the initiative, district administration asked the pilot team, as a soft start, to implement and then share just one PBL unit at some point during the upcoming school year. If you are new to PBL, we challenge you to do the same. Then, reflect on your experiences with your students, and expand and improve upon your use of PBL in years to come. We are not going to lie. PBL is messy. However, what we can promise is we have done everything in our power to declutter and tidy up this mess to make PBL as approachable as possible. In the end, project-based learning may not happen overnight, but it certainly will not happen at all if you don't get started. Hack 1. Develop a space that promotes risk-taking. Establish a culture of inquiry and creativity. Fear is the enemy of curiosity. Joshua Aronson, Associate Professor of Applied Psychology. The problem: schools kill creativity. Baby Jo is a born inquirer. She doesn't talk yet, but she questions her surroundings through sounds and gestures. She cries in different ways and experiences the reactions of the adults around her. As Jo becomes a toddler, her abilities continue to develop. Now, she has more control over her gross motor skills, and she can test and experiment in her environment. What will happen if I push this cup off my tray? She wonders. Jo is persistent. She pushes her cup off her tray as many times as possible and observes the outcome each time. Soon Jo turns 5. Now she spews questions like an open fire hydrant expelling water. She is hungry for new information, and she has enough command of the language to question anything and everything. In September of her 5th year, Jo begins school. During each year of her education, Jo has fewer opportunities to question or even speak during her school day. Even in adolescence, when Jo's brain is primed for risk-taking and exploration, she is asked to engage in activities and answer questions that provide her with little time to stretch her creativity. As learning becomes associated with teacher-selected content and the memorization of facts, Jo stops looking for new problems to solve or ideas to test, and she becomes less interested in learning. Jo is not alone. In his 2006 TED Talk, Sir Ken Robinson made his prominent claim that schools kill creativity. The world's most creative minds constantly question their surroundings, but our school system is designed to fill students' heads with information, regardless of their levels of interest. As a result, student questioning diminishes. Adolescent brains are wired for creativity.